Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Jason. Jason is from Minneapolis in Minnesota in the USA. So let's see what Jason has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Jason, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, William?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Pleasure to be there.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
Oh, good. I worked and I left work a little bit early, finished up at home so I could catch a meeting with you. And yeah, after this, I'm going to go meet some friends. So how's yours?
Great. It's been good actually. Now in London, it's 10 o'clock, almost 10 p.m. So time for bed for me very soon. After this interview, a crash.
Yeah, understandable.
So tell me, where are you from, Brian?
I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Wow, born and raised?
Yes. I was born and raised in a small farming community about an hour away from Minneapolis, but as soon as I graduated school, I moved into the city.
So tell me, what was the best part of growing up in Minneapolis, in your opinion?
Best part. Um, well, when I moved into the city, I didn't have a car, so it was a very easy city to get around just by walking.
Amazing. Actually, I
So,
have a few guests on the show from Minneapolis, actually, from Minnesota.
really,
Yes, a few guests on the show for sure.
well, maybe I know them.
Tell me, if I'll come to Minneapolis for the very first time, what's something that I can't miss it? Yeah, what's the postcard of Minneapolis in your opinion?
Oh, let's see, postcard of Minneapolis. I think the most common attraction that most people would go to is the giant spoon with the cherry in the sculpture gardens.
Wow, and why is special about it?
It's just kind of iconic to the city. The sculpture gardens in general are beautiful, but that is everyone takes a picture with that sculpture. Another thing that people commonly will go to downtown on Nicollet Street. There is the Mary Tyler Moore statue. People will go and take a picture with that. So those are common things that when people come and visit the city, I always see them taking pictures with
Wow,
those.
and all your family live there as well?
No, I am the only one. The rest of my family still lives back home where I grew up.
I see. And what do you do for work, for living, Jason?
I work in manufacturing.
I see. So tell me a little bit about your job. What do you like the most about your job?
I can't go into detail because I work with a lot of critical contracts.
Yeah.
But what I enjoy is being able to see a design, taking just a raw piece of material, whether it be plastic, metal, and then I turn it into something. So just about anything that anyone, well, take an airplane for instance. Components that I make are in airplanes. So
Interesting. Great. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your point of views, okay?
okay.
So before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Let's see. Interesting. I don't know. I've always been kind of an open book, so that pretty much anyone who I know that's going to see this, nothing would be a shock to them. Interesting about me. I could fall asleep just about anywhere in any position.
Always been this way?
Yes, I could be standing up against a wall at a concert and still be able to fall asleep.
That's amazing. Like you. Jason, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I'm ready.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax before the first question, all right?
Okay. Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, ooh, tough question. If someone gave you an envelope with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not, and why?
Someone gave me an envelope with my death date inside of it. I would say no.
Tell me why.
I try to live every day as if it's my last anyway. So it would not change. I think if I knew that date, it would mean that other people would know it, and I would end up getting a lot of unauthentic sympathies, people coming out to me wanting to spend time with me who normally would not reach out or would not go the extra mile to spend time with me. So just knowing that date and knowing that other people would most likely also know that date would just make those final days, I wouldn't say meaningless, but it would probably be more stressful. I would rather just have it happen when it happens and know that I still did the same thing as I normally would do every day with the people that I care about.
And which person you feel more close to, that you feel more connected with?
Right now, there's no one I'd rather spend time with than my partners. That answer would have been my best friend. May you rest in peace. I passed away in 2021. But he is a person who, if he knew I was having a bad day, he would be waiting on my front porch for me with a 6-pack of beer and a pack of cigarettes, just waiting to just listen to me vent. But he was a person that was always there, and he's a person I miss very much.
And how long did you know this person for?
I knew him since, I think I met him in 2015. So about 7 years. And we met on a porch at a coffee shop, and it was just, he was eavesdropping into my conversation, and it was kind of, I just turned my head to him like, excuse you for butting in. But then we ended up getting into a little bit of an argument.
Wow.
And started talking 3 more cups of coffee later, and we were exchanging phone numbers, started hanging out, we'd meet. And there was a stretch there where we hung out every single day. We'd meet at the coffee shop, had coffee. There's times when we would get to the coffee shop when it opened, and we would just sit around and talk all the way until it closed at 9 o'clock in the evening.
Wow. That was the most meaningful and most, let's say, unforgettable discussion you ever had when you met for the first time.
Yeah, it just an argument with a stranger who was eavesdropping your conversation turned into what could have been, well, I should say kind of a lifelong friendship for him. Yeah, I miss him quite a bit. I still reach out to his mother every once in a while. She's in her 80s, and just to give her someone to talk to, because he was her only child. So
wow, sweet. I'm sure whatever he is right now, he's smiling, just knowing that you are sharing those beautiful stories. I've got goosebumps now. It's powerful. I think people, even though, oh my God, if you could see my arm, I think people, they cross our lives, like randomly, and they stay, even though they are not here anymore. But for sure, the memory is gonna always be there, and I'm sure they're always gonna feel his presence for sure.
Yep, and I'm a strong believer of the same thing. It's everyone you cross paths with people for a reason, whether that relationship was positive or negative. We always
Mm-hmm.
take something from it. We
Absolutely.
learn and we grow.
Absolutely. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Jason, next question for you is, what makes you very sentimental?
What makes me sentimental? Let's see. I wouldn't say I don't have I don't hold sentiment to objects. So like, I do not have anything from my childhood. Experiences with people. Those are I find that to be in a way sentimental. But as far as like having a souvenir or something, I don't do that stuff. I personally I do not like clutter. So when people come back with souvenirs from trips and stuff like that, it gets tucked away in a box. I don't let it sit out. I don't bring stuff back when I go on trips. Yeah, I would say I hold sentiment to experiences with people that I'm close to.
Do you cry easily?
No.
Wow. When was the last time that you cried, that if you can remember?
When I had to say goodbye to my dog back in January.
This year.
Yep.
Wow.
He passed away 3 days before my birthday.
Wow. It was something you were expecting, or it was just a sudden thing?
I was expecting. I had put a lot of money into prolonging his life. He had been in kidney failure for 4 years.
Wow.
And so it was just when I got to the point where I looked at him and I knew that his quality of life was not even at 50% of what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was his time.
And do you have other pets as well, or not?
No, I currently do not have any other pets. So this is my first time. Growing up, I've always had dogs in my life. Even when I turned 16, my mom let me go and adopt my own dog. I had him up until 2016. He passed away. But at the same time, I had Baxter, my one that just passed away. So it wasn't an easy transition, losing one of my two, but having the other one there, it made it a little easier. It was more comforting.
I see.
So when Baxter passed away, not having another animal is just kind of, the house got really quiet. So I was just coming home from work and not hearing the sound of his feet pattering to come greet me. It was hard.
And are you planning maybe in the future or sometime soon to get another one, or not? You're not ready yet.
Not yet. Being that this is my first time without having an animal, something that relies on you, and I have to revolve my life around. I mean, it's basically like having children. Personally, I would never have children. I like dogs because they don't talk back. But I'm enjoying not having to revolve my life around something. I don't have to rush home from work right away. If I want to pick up and go travel somewhere, I can. So I totally understand people who have kids, like when they have an empty nest and it's all of a sudden a weight lifted off their shoulders. I get that. This is my first time of actually understanding that excitement for them. But yes, I do miss having a dog.
Next question, Jason. Let's do it.
All right.
Right, before the next question, you mentioned about the beginning of the interview about you having partners. Yeah. Are you okay to talk
Yes.
about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it means you are in a polyamorous relationship, or you have, tell me a little bit about your experience having different partners.
So I do have, or I am currently in a polyamorous relationship. I got out of well, at least in the gay world, I would, a 5-year relationship is considered quite a long term. And I was maybe 3 months into being single when I met one of my partners. Just strictly as kind of like granted, we did hook up right away. We met on an app, we hooked up, but then it kind of, we're becoming friends. And as things progressed, I ended up meeting his husband. And from there, we just spent a lot of time together. And it's kind of something where a bond and a love grew. And originally, it was more so between two of us, and then his husband also started kind of feeling similar. So it kind of grew, and then a year and a half later.
Wow.
But and this isn't my first time being in a poly relationship. I was in one in my mid-20s. When I look back, I mean, they always say you're never supposed to really compare your relationships. Like no two relationships are the same, or you're not supposed to compare current partners with your past ones. I will say that in my early 20s, I was definitely not ready for a relationship like that. And just not emotionally mature enough to handle sharing my heart with two people.
Yep.
And I would say for me, I don't know if it goes for a lot of people. I think because I went through a lot of relationships in my 20s, and I think you change and grow so much during that time frame that, like, I applaud people who met their high school sweethearts and have stayed with them for 20, 30 years through all of that change and personal growth. I can honestly say that I am definitely not the same person now that I was 10 years ago. So I think the changes that the experiences that I've had with past relationships and everything have definitely contributed to how I approach this one.
See. All right. Next question for you is, if you could go back in time in one moment or memory in your life, what that would be and why? For any reason.
Ooh, so many. Which one do I choose? I would choose the last time I went hunting with my grandfather, because that was I wouldn't change anything about it. I would love to relive that experience again, and knowing what I know, I would have definitely cherished it a little bit more. He shortly after that, he declined with dementia, which then progressed aggressively into Alzheimer's. So at this point in time, he doesn't even know who I am. So he is a person who, growing up, was a huge part of my life, and I would very much like to have the opportunity to be able to have a coherent conversation with him again.
Saying that, when you think about him, like growing up, or when he was in a different place than before, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from him?
Work your ass off and never be afraid to get your hands dirty.
Wow.
That is something he always told me, is just I come from a family of farmers, so like working was all we knew. And I can definitely say that if I didn't have that mentality, I wouldn't have the career that I have now.
I see. And going up for you as a gay queer boy was easy, was difficult? Did you have the support of your family? Tell me a little bit about your experience, if you can share.
So first time I kind of tried coming out because I knew I liked women, but I also was starting to take notice of men. So I would have been probably 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I tried talking to my family about this, and they just kind of brushed it under the rug, like, "You'll grow out of this, whatever." They just kind of ignored it. And it wasn't until I was 19 when I ended up coming out again, and it was when I just up and moved out and moved in with my first boyfriend, and that's when they kind of took it seriously. Um, I wouldn't say being supportive was the right word in that. It definitely, it was an adjustment. It took some time for them to come around and um, get used to it. It wasn't until my my previous relationship that my grandma would even acknowledge uh, the boyfriend that I had. The rest of my family, it maybe was like 6 months before they like at least came around to me, not necessarily comfortable with me bringing people I was dating home. But I wasn't, I didn't lose a lot of relationships over it. I consider my story coming out as being a fortunate one. I only losing a couple of family members. I didn't lose very many friends in the process. The ones I did lose were people I weren't necessarily close to begin with. I would consider them as more like a step above an acquaintance, but not quite a friend.
Ready for another question?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let's do it. Next one. You like dancing?
A little bit. I dance like your typical white boy.
Right. Next question for you is, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Buffalo wings.
That was very quick answer. Tell me why. Tell me a little bit about this dish. I don't know which one is this dish.
So you know chicken wings, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's a buffalo sauce that's on it. It's a vinegary cayenne pepper sauce that gets glazed over chicken wings after they are fried.
Oh, I see.
They are one of my favorite foods. I enjoy the act of eating them. I like spicy foods. That is, I could eat buffalo wings every day and be happy and never get tired of it.
Do you like cooking?
I do.
Oh, wow. I love your kitchen. Wow. Amazing. So you spend most of the time in the kitchen.
If I'm not in the kitchen, I'm in the bedroom.
Tell me something that you cook that's your friends or people around you that they like the most. They go like, okay, that's your signature.
I am really good at barbecue. So cook meat on the smoker. I have my own recipes for homemade barbecue sauces. That is something I'm really good at. I'm generally good at anything except for baking bread. I don't have the patience for baking bread. I try.
Is there anything that you can't eat, that you don't like to eat at all?
Um, oh, I do not like gyros.
Wow, interesting. Never liked it.
Never liked it. It's just the flavor. Gyros are something I've never been a fan of. Um, there was last summer, one of my partners brought home gyros. Like originally, he said he was going to bring home burgers, and I was excited. And he brought home gyros, and I didn't touch it
But he knew it,
because
that you didn't like, or the first time that you found out?
no, it was his first time finding out.
For
So if he
him.
would have sent if he would have sent a text message saying, "Hey, I'm stopping to get gyros," I would have said, "Don't get one for me. I'll make a sandwich." But yeah, those that is one food I will take one bite of it and I will spit it out.
Interesting. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, checking your profile, there was a phrase there that got my attention. It says there, a kind of misunderstood the assignment. What do you mean by that?
Oh, okay. So that is a quote from one of my favorite movies called Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of more to me. I've always considered myself kind of the black sheep. Now, like my interpretation of this quote is uh, nothing in the context of what was implied in the movie. Um, it's kind of more it's there because it's a conversation starter. So anybody who's seen the movie and knows it, like when they would send me a friend request, um, I have had multiple people instantly send me a message just saying, "Okay, I know that quote." They knew the movie, but being kind of like a black sheep, I interpret that quote as more like I misunderstood the assignment of life. Like I live it kind of my own way. Follow I don't follow the steps of everyone else. I've always said that if you actually want me to do something, tell me the opposite of what you want me to do, and it'll get done the way you want it. Because I just always have been a person who is kind of defiant. I would do the opposite of what I'm told. So that's just kind of if I were to say like what meaning does that have? It's kind of just I misunderstood the assignment of life. Like I don't follow it the way everyone else does. But if you ever get a chance to watch the movie, it is very funny. It actually was filmed and it's about a small town just south of here.
Okay.
Basically revolves around a beauty pageant and it's just comical and tragic. It has a great cast. A lot of big name cast members are in it.
I see.
So I highly recommend it.
Next question for you is, good question. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, knowing the person you are?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Everything I have done, whether it be good or bad, has led me up to being the person I am today. There have been a lot of highs in my life, and there have been quite a few lows. It's all been experience. And are there some things that I would have changed? Yes. But in this moment in my life, I probably feel the most free. And so everything I've done has led up to just being able to breathe without feeling like I have nothing weighing me down. I I finally learned to be myself without caring what other people think. Um, for instance, I just recently started doing adult content
Mhm.
and dabbling, trying to get my foot in there. And even though in the back of my mind, I know that this could cost me my full-time career, I'm saying screw it and I'm doing it anyway. Um, I wouldn't change anything because everything's led me to finally not caring what the people around me or even just society's expectations. Um, None of that's holding me back anymore. I'm just being me.
Saying that, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Jason? What do you like the most about being you?
That I can make people smile even when they're having the worst day.
Oh, that's sweet.
I have people that, even coworkers, they will get pissed off at me for trying to cheer them up. But they always end up laughing or smiling. I can just about make anybody. I can put anybody in a good mood. I can also put anybody in a very bad mood, but I try not to.
So I don't want you to put me in a bad mood. It happened a lot for you to get people angry or in a bad mood or not?
Depends on if I push their buttons.
Good answer.
I try not to, but sometimes it's a sport.
Amazing. 3 questions left. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Before the next question, I made a note here as well regarding your journey as a adult content creator, and as you already mentioned about it. So tell me 2 questions in one. The first part of the question is, when was the idea for you to start creating adult content? It was a suggestion, you just felt like exploring a different journey, or just desire? Tell me a little bit about it. And the second part of the question is, so far, what has been the biggest joy of it?
So when I decided, I think, everyone kind of has that fantasy about being a porn star. Like once you start really understanding yourself sexually and like watching porn, and you're just like, I would like to do that. And it's just kind of one of those things that I've always joked about, and even in my current relationship, we have a play space in the house, and we joke about setting up cameras and recording content. And then for Christmas this year, my partners got me a tripod and a ring light stand. Now they will not appear in the content with me, but that was their kind of way of pushing or encouraging me, like, hey, you can do this. Do it. So yeah, that was essentially my push, my encouragement, like knowing that I had the support of them to do it, regardless of like the shyness or low self-esteem that held me back from doing it. Because like you think about doing it and you're like, but would I be any good? And I guess as far as what am I enjoying most about it, I'm enjoying the fact that it's making me engage with people, people who want to ask me questions or comment about my content. I've always been quite introverted, so I enjoy that it's making me engage with people, have a conversation, And then of course I get to have sex. So what's not to like about that?
All right. Next question is, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Communication and I would also say even the smallest, like a relationship can be sexless and still be successful. It's small acts of physical affection that count, whether it be a kiss or holding hands. If little things like that stop, the relationship's over.
What do you consider to be the most difficult part of being in a polyamorous relationship?
Sleeping between two people who give off the heat of a boiler furnace. I do it every night, but I'll wake up in the middle of the night just dripping sweat because I'm between two people who give off a lot of heat. So it's this relationship is quite effortless. It comes, it feels very natural. I have no negatives when it comes to this relationship.
All right, so both of your partners, they are watching this interview right now, and you have a moment and the opportunity to send them a message. What would you say?
Get home safe. Well, they're both traveling for work right now, so I have the house to myself, and whenever they leave, they always ask if I'm excited to have the house to myself, and the answer is always no. To me, it's just a place we live, but home is being with them. Anywhere we are.
I can see both of them smiling right now with your answer.
Nah, they're both probably rolling their eyes at me.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. Next question for you is, what is the scary thing that's happened to you?
Scariest thing that's happened to me. I wouldn't say that it was necessarily scary, but it caused me to have a panic. When I want to say about 23, I had gone out partying, went home from the bar with a guy, and when I woke up in the morning, there was about 1.5 feet of snow on the ground, and I was standing there naked in the guy's apartment getting a drink of water, and all of a sudden I see, and I thought I was still intoxicated, all of a sudden I see my car moving. Well, there was a snow emergency, which when it snows that heavily, all vehicles by 8 a.m. need to be off of the public streets. So my car was being towed away. Without thinking about it, I grabbed my keys off the counter, and just in an absolute panic, I was running butt naked down the street in the snow, chasing after this tow truck that had my vehicle on it.
Oh my God.
And luckily the guy, because I was in such a panic, I didn't realize I was just head to toe, completely nude. He ended up letting my vehicle off of the tow truck, and I was able to take care of it. I still had to pay the parking fine and everything that was on it from being parked there. But I would say that's probably one of the most, that was the last time I had like a major panic moment. Cause it's like, for me, I was driving 70 miles a day, just one way for work. So I'm like, if my vehicle got impounded, like that's my way of getting to work. I need that. Otherwise, yeah, I can't think of any, like I've never had any real near-death experiences. I'm definitely a thrill seeker, so I will go skydiving. I enjoy stuff like that. I enjoy the adrenaline rush.
Was Was that guy a good looking, the one who let you go with the car or not? You don't remember?
Mm,
You don't remember? He wasn't.
no, he wasn't.
Oh dear. Ready for the last question?
Yep.
Let's do it. Last one. Right, but before the last question, as you start your career create adult content, if you could choose anyone, yeah, in the world for a collaboration right now, which person that would be and why?
Jack Dixon. I
Oh,
have
he has
I
been on the
have
show.
a
He has been on the show. You know that.
oh really?
Yes, his interview is the most viewed interview in the Magic Box. And
Oh, that's
actually,
amazing.
yeah, and actually, funny enough, when I did the interview with him, I didn't know his work until, of course, when I approached him online, the same way as I approached you, and he said yes, and I was like, oh, nice. Let me check a little bit about him. So I went on his page, and I could see that he was, a adult content creator, and it was an amazing interview. He shares a lot about his life, about his journey, and so many people send a message saying it was really good to see him from the other side, like that people, they always see him like the man he is, like performing and this and that. And he was very vulnerable, very open about his life in the interview, and it was amazing to see. And actually connect with him as well was really great. Anyway, so tell me why Jack Dixon?
Um, he is just very much my type. I like hairy men. He's muscular, beefy without being like 0% body fat. The tattoos, just everything about him. Um, I did see him last year, and I was too much of a chicken shit to approach him, but I did see him while I was vacationing in San Francisco last year, and I was just kind of stood off in a distance, just frozen like a deer in the headlights, and I'm just like, oh, what do I do? Like, um, but he's a gorgeous man. Um, he looks like he would be a lot of fun to hang around with and create content with. Um, yeah, there's other ones, but he is definitely probably at the top of my list of someone who I would like to make content with.
Jack Dixon. I hope this interview gets to him somehow. You never know. Maybe you're gonna get together. And if you guys get together, send me like a private clip, okay? Just for me to see, okay?
Sounds good.
Last question for you is, what is the weirdest dream you ever had?
I used to have this reoccurring dream that I was falling off of, and I believe it was my mind was putting this together from a picture I had seen. Because I'm not sure, I'm not even quite sure where it was set. It might have been like Ireland or something. But I just kept having this reoccurring dream that I was falling from a cliffside and just like, but I would never land. It just like, it was almost like infinity. Like I could see the water below from this cliffside, but I would never get there.
You know what I heard once growing up, a long time ago? Somebody told me that when you dream, like falling in the air, that you have these butterflies, you have this feeling in your tummy. It means that you are growing. You know what I mean? You are growing up, like you are become like taller or something like that. And I heard that a long time ago. So I don't know if it's true or not, but I had a few dreams as well. Like I was falling, out of somewhere, and I was like, this feeling like holding yourself, this feeling as I had a few times as well growing up. Don't remember last time I
Yeah.
had it, but I had as well.
Yeah. And like from a dream like that, like I always woke up in kind of a panic. Like I just grasped the bed right away. Like, okay, I'm not actually falling, but you would feel almost like when you'd wake up, it's almost like you hit the bed, like you're there.
Amazing. Jason, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Be thinking, okay?
Okay.
Start with money.
Say that again.
Money.
Success.
Fear.
Resentment.
Family.
Passion.
Life.
Short.
Love.
Infinite.
Religion.
Hate.
Sex.
Also passion.
Politics.
Also hate.
Friendship.
Necessary.
Desire.
Lust.
Regret.
I don't think I have another word to associate with regret.
Okay. Success.
Skill.
Wish.
Wish. Dreams.
Happiness.
Family.
One word for Minneapolis.
Home.
One word for Minnesota.
Cold.
One word for USA.
Shit show. Well, I guess that's 2 words.
Oh my God.
I'm being honest.
All right. Whatever comes to your mind. And the last one now. Adult content creator. One word.
Visionary.
Interesting. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your both partners for a coffee. Okay, I'm going to meet both of them and I'm going to ask them. Define Jason in one positive word and one negative word only. What they would say.
The same word could actually be used for both. Impulsive.
Interesting. And if you'd ask the same question to your mom, would be the same answer?
No, but I don't think my mom could give you one word to describe me.
Okay.
There will be multiple words.
Let's play now, Jason and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Jason, you can ask me a question now.
So you said you're originally from Brazil, correct?
Yeah.
What made you relocate to London?
Great question. Do you have another 2 hours to talk about?
Unfortunately, no, and I'm sure you're dying to get to sleep right now.
No. Right, so back in Brazil, when I was 12, I think I was 12 years old, I started studying English and I fell in love with the language. Yeah, I remember I was studying almost every day because I was so passionate about learning English. And I remember having my English books, and there were some pictures of, places in the world like Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, all those main points. And I was like, oh my God, I'd love to be there one day. So during this time, I had a dream, like as a teenager, my dream was to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. And also, I left Brazil, I was very young, I was 19 years old. So I moved to Portugal before, in Europe. And from Portugal, I moved to London and I've been most of my life here. And I live a dream, I speak English every day. So that was my dream as a teenager. But the 2 main reasons is, of course, the language. Yeah, I always wanted to improve my English. And the second part as well, because I always wanted to help my family to be able to, to give a better life to my mom, to to support them the most I can. And so yes, it's been a great journey. It's interesting how life takes you in a different direction. Back in Brazil, not just Brazil, but South America, we have this America dream. Everyone wants to go to the US, yeah, most of the people. And I want to go to the US as well. But back to our beginning of our conversation, how life can take you, in a direction that you're not expecting. And I'm so grateful that life, brought me to London because I meant to be here. Jason, when I think about my life, when I think about London, my life here, it's yeah. I used to work for Disney Cruise Line a few years ago. I was already living in London, and it was a short contract, 4-month contract, yeah, in Orlando. And when I was there 1 month and a half, I felt homesick. I was like, oh my God, that's when I realized that London was home. That I remember that feeling. I was in Nassau in Bahamas, like, having this free time. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I was in London right now. So that's when I felt like very, but yes, the two main reasons because of the language and also to be able to support my family back in Brazil. And yeah, have you been in London before?
I have not. The only place I have traveled outside of the US so far is Canada.
Okay, where's about in Canada?
I just right across the border of the US. I went up for a hiking trip.
Oh, I see. No, I'm asking that because I go to Canada every year because my best friend, he lives in Montreal in the French side, and I have a 4 years godson, which is my, so I go every year for Christmas or sometimes for his birthday. So yeah, it's been a few times there.
Yeah, travel is something I plan to start doing quite a bit of because I always having dogs. It was hard to find someone to watch them. So anywhere I went, my dogs went with me. So it was always road trips around the U.S.
When you come to London first time, let me know. I'll give you like a proper let's say sightseeing proper one in London for the first time. Okay.
I'll take you up on that.
Did you enjoy the interview, Jason?
I did. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so open. You talk about your life, and good luck on this new journey that you start now with your journey as a adult content creator. I think nowadays people, they are more open about it. There's less judgmental. People, they are more supporting as well. And I think it's great for you to be able to, to live your desire. You are doing that. And actually, when you said that, I was about to ask you if your partners, they supported you. And without me asking, you already said that they put your, the equipment for you. And I think doing something in your life, when you have the support of your loved ones, I think it means a lot. You feel safe. You feel like you can be your truly self. And that's what I believe as well. When you have people around you that lift you up and push you to, whatever you want to do in your life, I think it's a great, it's lucky. It's a great feeling to be, because, sometimes we don't have those people around us. So yeah, good for you. Very good.
Thank you. And I'm very fortunate.
And hopefully you're going to get to Jack Dixon and you can make a lovely content. And yeah, I would love to watch it.
A boy can dream.
Before you go, Jason, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think the most recent quote that kind of hit hard, especially when I started venturing into the adult content creating, was rest in peace to the opportunities missed due to shyness and low self-esteem.
Amazing. Keep going. The past, keep going, and new opportunities will come, and just embrace it.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. Thanks so much for the interview. Regards to your partners, to your family and friends, and you keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure having you on the show, all right?
Take care, William. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.